the UFC has had some amazing rivalries in history. I mean, we got even recent, Alex Pereira, Israel Adesanya, Kobe Covington, Masvidal, all timers like Chuck and Tito, um, Matt Hughes, GSP, McGregor Diaz, McGregor Nurmagomedov, all these type of rivalries. Where they at right now, though, bruh? What do we got right now, bruh? We got Pereira and Adesanya. I feel like that's the current like top rivalry, I guess you could say. But I think the UFC needs rivalries to be more exciting of a sport. So today, I'm giving you guys five rivalries I think we're gonna see and that I want to see. I don't know if maybe we'll see all of them, but I want to see these rivalries. I feel like I'm gonna have everyone covered as well. People that like more casual, people that are in it for the fights as well. So I feel like I'm gonna have all you guys covered. All right. First one I want to see. Okay, in the bantamweight division, I think these two are gonna be the top five. Um, in the next 5 years, and I could see them fighting over the belt or fighting like a fighting that main event or just being like neck and neck in terms of who's getting a title shot. I want to see Umar Nurmagomedov and Javid Bashra have a rivalry. Okay, I think these two are very high level, especially grappling wise in this division. They're both on a hot streak. They're both destined for the top, in my opinion. I think this is more of a technical kind of rivalry. I don't really see that much there being beef. But like I said, I got everybody covered. I got the hardcore like nerds that are like, I actually want the fights to be good. I don't care about the trash talk. Here you fucking go, bro. Here you go, bro. Top five bantamweights in the next 5 years, fighting over who's getting the title shot, who's the champion. Maybe fighting for the belt as well. I think this would be a really badass fucking rivalry. Okay, in terms of technique, and maybe this happens in like an Abu Dhabi or overseas or something, or on a Islam Makhachev card, or they get their own fight night. But I think this would be these two are on kind of a collision course. I would like to see these two kind of built up to fight each other at the top. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by a rivalry. There has to be good fights as well. Maybe we get 2 or 3 fights out of these two for the belt, for number one contendership, stuff like that. So that's what I mean by a rivalry. That's my first one. All right, moving on. A little bit more exciting in my opinion in terms of the American audience. I'm gonna go with Adrian Jonas and Jonathan Martinez. Tell me these two would not beat the fucking brakes out of each other. Breaks off each other, bro. Not the brakes out of each other. The brakes off each other. Okay? I can just see this being like a kickboxing, boxing type war on the feet. Like 5 rounds of these two just beat like Dan Hooker, Dustin Poirier type war. I could see these two fighting at the top, or just in top five of the rankings, top six, top seven. Martinez on the way up. Maybe Yanez loses to a top guy and then needs a bounce back fight in a couple years or something like that. Regardless of where this happens, I want 5 rounds. I want these two to get a promotion. I want these two to get some push. I would love to see 5 rounds of these two go into absolute war. I think these two should be on a collision course. If I'm the UFC, I'm trying to make this fight. Maybe I do this as a co-main event in like a Mexico City card if I can get Yair Rodriguez, or maybe I'm trying to do this in the future on like on their own card. You know what I mean? Whatever you want to do to set up a fight like this for as many rounds as possible for the biggest stakes possible. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Like this would be a crazy fucking. I want 3 of these fights immediately. I bet you never even thought about this fight, and now you're like, bro, I need 15 rounds of this, bro. That's what I'm saying with these rivalries, yeah. I think these two, their style, the appeal that they would have overseas as well. This would be an awesome fucking rivalry. You could get 3 good fights out of this, like number one contendership, and then maybe later down the line they fight again, or something like that. Just get these two in there a couple of times. Let's make a little rivalry. Let's get you know an absolute bloodbath at bantamweight. Let's get some of the best fights in bantamweight history because I think these two are capable of it. Okay, now we're getting into the good stuff. Okay, so I gave you the technical stuff. Okay, I don't want to hear any complaining. You actually forgot about you forgot about Joe Pyfer. He's actually a really good. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. Now we're getting into the beef, bro. Now we're getting into the beef. This is where I want some high level shit. I think these in the next 3, 4, 5 years, these are gonna be the big fights. Like these should be the big rivalries that we get 2 or 3 of these fights. Over the belts, or over tough seasons, and I'll talk about that with my next one. I think this should be the next tough season. Okay, hear me out. Let's do Paddy Pimblett, Ilia Topuria. This is a rivalry that already exists. Why are we not capitalizing on this? Okay, if Tough is gonna get a reboost with McGregor coming back and with McGregor Chandler, people are gonna care about Tough again. Let's keep it rolling, dude. Let's do Pimblett Topuria on Tough next season. Okay, let's get these two a couple wins. Topuria said he's fighting at lightweight for some reason. I don't fucking know why, but hey, I'll take it. Okay, let's do this shit, bro. Let's get one more win for both of these guys, or maybe 2 wins for these guys. Let's get Tapio kind of ranked a bit higher. Maybe he loses to someone at the top. Maybe he loses to a Volkanovski at the end of the year, or he has a close fight with somebody else at the top of the rankings, and or the division kind of stacks up. Like maybe Volkanovski, there's another challenger, and Taporio's not going to get a title shot for a while. Let's move Taporio back up. He's already got wins at lightweight. It seems like he wants to fight at lightweight again this year. Let's do Pimblett, Taporia. Maybe if Pimblett can get ranked, if he can beat a Tony Ferguson, if he can fight a Dan Hooker or something like that, and he can get ranked, he can have something to offer Taporia. Let's do a season of tough, bro. No one cares about the fucking champions that you're gonna put on top. Don't be coming in here acting slick, giving us McGregor Chandler, and then you're gonna give us fucking what, Valentina and Fiorot. No, absolutely not, bro. Okay, the next season of tough should be Pimblett and Taporia. It should be like a World Cup type thing. Yeah, they should. The coach's challenge should be a fucking penalty shootout, or like a soccer match between or football match. Sorry guys, my bad. Don't fucking. Oi, listen, mate. It's fucking called football. Shut the fuck up. All right. Anyways, this is what I think. This is what I think one of the big rivalries in the UFC should be. You got to capitalize on fucking Pimblett. You got to capitalize on Taporia. These two don't like each other. These two talk shit. These two are gonna sell fights. Let's get them in against each other. Pimblett sucks, bro. Let's just get him fucking beat in the biggest fucking like. Let's build up this fight as much as we can, because then we know he's not going to be ranked. We know he's not going to be champion. Let's build him up as much as we can. Let's get as much out of this hype as we can. Let's do Pimblett Taporia as the next rivalry in the UFC. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Next year, Tough 32. Come on. Okay. Next one. Like I said, these two, now we've done the beef. Let's go into the title fight ones with a bit of beef as well that I think, or some intriguing storylines, some mass appeal that I think the UFC can capitalize on in the next 3 or 4 years, at the top of the division with the two biggest stars, I guess, that they're trying to build up right now. First off, we need Khamzat Chimaev, Ian Gary, dude. Khamzat Chimaev, Ian Gary, bro, for the welterweight title in the future. I can see it happening. I can see it happening. I know a lot of people don't agree. I can see it happening, bro. Okay? I think middleweight is going to get rid of a lot of the mystique of Chimaev. Okay, he's going to make him look quite beatable, especially if the right guy, if Whitaker does well on the feet, and Gary keeps winning, and Gary gets ranked, and he keeps training with good guys. He's training with the GOAT Kevin Lee, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? And you guys think he doesn't have, he can't make it to the top of the rankings? I think he's going to get the Dana White push. Okay, and I think this would be a fucking sick rivalry, dude. I can see this happening. I can see the UFC fast-tracking this fight and trying to get undefeated versus undefeated. Irish versus, not Russian. I'm Russian, I guess, right? But, he's Chechnyan. But still, you know who they're trying to recreate. You know who they're trying to replace. This is the way to do it, dude. This would be a big fucking deal, bro. Especially if the UFC really got behind it, which I think they would. And I think they do secretly want this fight, or they do want something like this to happen in the future. The future, no pun intended. But yeah, UFC's pushing both of these guys. Chimaev's their big guy at the moment. I think he's going to get the big star treatment if he beats Whitaker, if he gets the middleweight title shot. He's going to get the rocket ship. Ian Gary's another guy they're pushing. Dude, let's get them together. Let's fast track. Let's make this happen at the top. If Gary loses, it's all good. McGregor lost to Khabib. It's all good. It happens. It's still going to be a big fucking fight, dude. Let's make this shit happen. Let's make some rivalries. Let's make some excitement. Let's get some international fans. That's what we need right now. We need some excitement. We need some big fights. We need some undefeated guys. Okay? And the reason I made this video is because I got spurred on by Garcia versus Tank getting made. And I'm like, where's that in our sport right now? You know? Where's that level of, like, we got two young, prime, undefeated stars fighting each other? We don't have it. The UFC is like, they either got to be old stars, or they got to be coming off losses, or they got to be, a young prospect versus old washed up guy. Let's get some undefeated prime guys as the main deals right now. Enough of McGregor, enough of Masvidal, enough of fucking Jones. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some of these young guys in there. Let's try and build some undefeated guys to fight each other. I do like that aspect of boxing, not the can crushing, but I mean, when you get two young stars that you can build up a fight between them, except the UFC will actually make it. So they should. That's what I'm trying to say. Hopefully that makes sense, okay? Last one. It's in the thumbnail, dude. I think this will be the UFC's next big feud. I think this is the most likely next big feud. I think we're going to get a trilogy out of this. And I think this is going to be over the title in the next 2 or 3 years. And I think this is going to bring a lot of relevancy to one of the guys that the UFC is trying to push. And I also think that this is going to bring a lot of relevancy to the UFC and to the bantamweight division. I think the next big money feud in the UFC needs to be Sean O'Malley, Marlon Vera. I wouldn't be against these two coaching on tough against each other. Um, I think this is going to be a trilogy. I think Sean O'Malley beats him if they fight again. I think regardless of what happens, the UFC is going to try and make this fight happen, but they need to do it like soon. They need to do it while O'Malley's still winning. They need to do it while Marlon Vera's still winning. If he loses to Corey, get him a bounce back fight, get him a win, then send him in against O'Malley. Maybe get him 2 wins, send him in against O'Malley for the title shot. I think that's what you have to do. Okay? Or if they both lose to Aljo, then let's do a tough season. These two coaching against each other. Winner gets a title shot. You know what I mean? Or winner gets another chance at Aljo, or the new champ if someone else beats Aljo, something like that. Or if Aljo moves up, all right, let's do these two for the vacant belt. UFC needs to make this fight happen soon, and we need to get a trilogy, and we need to get press conferences. We need to get world tours. We need to go to fucking Ecuador. We need to go to fucking Arizona. We need to do all this shit, dude. This is the big fight, bro. This has to be a big fight at fucking bantamweight. You have to make this a big deal. I'm sick of the UFC under promoting these big fights. They need to promote this shit. You got one of your main guys that you're trying to make a star. You need to give him a fucking world tour. You need to give him a big fight. Let's do this shit, bro. Let's make a trilogy. But that's my predictions. That's my picks. I guess as the top 5 kind of rivalries I want to see the UFC get behind. The rivalries that I want to see in the next couple of years in the UFC. Let me know your thoughts down below, boys. Give me your suggestions. Do you agree with my suggestions? Do you disagree? Let me know down below. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more. If you want to see a part 2, maybe comment that down below as well. But yeah, go follow me on Instagram at bedtimemma. I'll see you in the next video, boys. Goodbye.